Hey everyone, Richard Wilson here from the Family Office Club. I started this investor club in 2007, so about 17, 18 years ago, depending on when you're watching this video. And we get a lot of questions over and over again, literally 1,000 plus times. So I wanted to survey my team, see what the top 5 questions are that we get all the time. We've added them to our website now, but I also want to create this short video. I'm going to do my best to keep this video to just 4 to 7 minutes, and it's probably going to answer at least one of the questions you are curious about related to our investor club. So first off, can I join your investor community for free and pay you later after I raise capital or close a deal, or pay you a commission on the capital raised? Because right now I'm short on capital. If I had extra capital for membership, I wouldn't need to be raising capital perhaps. And so we get that question quite often. But the reality is we're not a capital introduction firm or a placement agent or membership based. We understand that aligning parties is important in business though. Just like you would want a salesperson to be incentivized to make sales, we get that 100%. Our alignment comes from providing you value. Our initial membership gets you into 4 months of our live events, and it costs about the same as going to one event of a high quality investment conference out there. So you're getting into 2 or 3 events for the price of one essentially to begin with. And then you're only going to want to stay a member on your month-to-month membership that could be canceled at any time if you really had a lot of value from coming to a couple of events, right? So if we don't deliver amazing value, we lose you as a member, and that's really our incentive. We currently have about 800 paying members in our club that see value from us. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to be a member. And if you want to see value before joining the investor club, we encourage you to check out our YouTube channel. We have over 1 million subscribers. We have over 1,000 videos on there. And if you watch 30 to 60 minutes of our $100 million Rainmaker mini-series, which is on our YouTube channel called Centimillionaire Advisors, go under playlists and look for $100 million Rainmaker mini-series. I think you're going to love that content, see so much value, you'll have no doubt that it's worth joining the investor club. Another question we get, can I buy a ticket to a single event? If I'm a member, do I still have to purchase tickets? So kind of 2 questions in one there. So we cheated a bit on just having our top 5 questions, but we don't sell tickets to our events. And if you're a member, you don't need to purchase a ticket. The membership includes our in-person events, our 1,000 investor profiles within the mobile app investor portal, and you get to come to any of our 16 in-person events or live stream them as part of your membership. If you want to add a second person to your membership, you can get a discounted second membership, but the membership is just for one person. And most of our members come to 2 to 5 or 2 to 4 events per year. Our members are typically founders, investment professional heads of investor relations and capital raisers who are very busy. So usually not coming to all 16 events per year, but you're welcome to come to as many as you'd like. And our membership portal is great. It's Netflix-like in that you can stream investor interviews and investor talks on stage, fireside chats, etc., whenever you'd like to on your own time. Another question we get, do you have investors that invest in X? In other words, do you have investors that invest in fintech companies or in healthcare startups or in self-storage, etc.? Yes, likely we do is the answer. We have 7,500 investors in our club. Each event has different investors attending those events. And we found consistently, though, that our investors do not invest in things based on whether it's only in one industry or provides the highest returns possible. They really invest in those that they trust, in deals they understand. If a deal or you yourself are local to that investor, they're much more likely to invest. If you have a unique edge or a compelling offer, they're much more likely to invest, obviously. If they're confused and they don't know you and they don't trust you, they're not going to invest. If you're on the other side of the world from them, they're less likely to invest. For example, we have an investor who's had exits in manufacturing, technology, auto dealerships, real estate. But I've never gone around asking them, would you like to invest in a fintech startup? Would you like to invest in a stem cell center or a plumbing business? Because I don't run a plumbing business. So I haven't asked them that question, but their answer most of the time is going to be based on trust, conviction, compelling offer, a unique edge, and they're typically founders. Most investors are just founders who have scaled up to earn 7 figures a year, or they've had an exit. So they're going to evaluate you and how you run your team as a founder. So if you're raising capital for something and it's in a niche and you're not sure whether we could help with that or not, we probably could be very helpful. We can help you fix the 3 things almost everybody messes up on their pitch deck that cost nothing to fix, but every investor wants you to have in there, and almost everyone's missing it. And I recently interviewed Dr. Robert Cialdini, who sold 7 million copies of his book on influence. And he said that the most important thing to remember about influencing others is that meeting in person is 16 times more effective than meeting online or digitally only. So keep that in mind when you're networking. Meeting in person with investors is critical. If you're raising more than $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 at a time, which I'm sure you are, all of our members are. So if you want to be raising capital, you're going to have to meet in person. 2 more questions and we'll be done. First off, how do I de-risk this decision in membership? Do you guarantee results? Is this whole thing real? I think the most powerful thing to maintain is an ethical reputation, and that's really what we strive for. Our track record in the space speaks for itself. I have interviewed Tony Robbins, Mark Cuban, Joe Williams, the founder of Keller Williams, Tim Draper, Mike Tyson, Jeff Hoffman, Paul Hutchinson, who created The Sound of Freedom. Many centimillionaires have been on stage at our events. We've interviewed over 41 billionaires publicly on billionaires.com, so you can go and confirm that if you'd like. We've had over 2,000 speakers on stage at our events the last 18 years. So since we've hosted hundreds of events, written 13 books, produced over 3,000 videos, there's a huge library track record to look at. And our YouTube channel called Centimillionaire Strategies has 1 million of the 16 million social media followers that we have overall, which makes us the largest social media network of any investor club globally by a factor of about 10. And our events have more family offices on stage than others globally. Some more things you can go verify on us real quick just to de-risk joining our investor club for you. We own familyoffices.com. You can go check out our main website if you're not there already. Investorclub.com is one of our websites. Billionaires.com, as I mentioned, capitalraising.com. We're constantly reinvesting in our business to expand our moat and make our in-person events better. We have over 300 written and video testimonials from billionaires, but also small investors, also small founders, also startups, also fund managers who have raised capital, etc. So if you'd like to chat, we're happy to jump on a call to answer more questions that you have. Feel free to email us, just clients@familyoffices.com. We're confident that we can provide 10 times the value of what we charge, if not 100 times. It's really a small investment of your time and money to be able to access our investor club, learn from all the investors on stage, and go into one of our big investor summits. It's like drinking from a fire hose of information and insights and structures and strategies that you could be using and improving upon. I guess the one last question that also comes up is introductions. People always ask, can you make introductions to investors once I join? Or if I pay this fee, are you going to be setting up lots of meetings for me? And if you know the investment industry well, which you probably do already, you know that for introductions, many groups that offer those charge $30,000 to $50,000 for one event. Put that in comparison, our membership at the point recording this video is about $3,000. You get access to 4 months worth of our events in our investor portal. So no, we don't set up lots of introductions or do a roadshow for you or with you. But our investor portal does have 1,000 investors in there. We do have amazing strategies that we know work because we've used them ourselves. And I would encourage you to look at the website, the team we have, the thought leadership we put out, and compare that to others in the industry. And I think you'll see that we're genuine, authentic. We're not new. It's just far from our first rodeo at 300 events. And as a member, you can request contact details from any investor you see in our portal or on stage. So we're here to make sure that you really transform your investor relations and capital raising abilities, your capital network, improve your due diligence, your deal structuring, your scaling strategies as a founder. And we're confident that you will be seeing huge value in being a member of our investor community. So to learn more about the Investor Club, please go to familyoffices.com. Those are the 5 questions we get all of the time. I really hope you're able to join us. The events are a lot of fun. They're super fast moving. If you're a founder like me, you get bored easily, so you don't like things that move slow or are repetitive. And the longest anyone talks at any of our events is for 15 minutes. So if out of 120 speakers on stage, you don't like 2 or 3 of them, it's going to be over before you know it. And we don't have tons of scheduled breaks. So we maximize the content, we maximize the connections you make per day at our investor masterminds and our investor summits. To learn more about our program, please go to familyoffices.com.